Hello and welcome to the Antler Crown. My name is Elwin and this is a general reading for the week ahead for Earth signs. So if you are a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, this is for you. First, let's have a quick pull of some cards to see what is in the week ahead as far as challenges and things to look out for. Okay? Before I start, I want to tell you that I have an Instagram as well, the Antler Crown, and I'm on TikTok also, where I go live Mondays and Fridays doing readings, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I also have a store with all kinds of different kinds of readings catered for everyone. The link is in the info underneath for my Etsy store. Thank you. Now, let's get on with it. Have a look. Edit that bit out, perhaps. Let's get on with it. Try that again. Let's get on with it. Forget it. Just leave it in. It's fine. It's fine. It happens. It happens. It happens. Right. Okay. Boom. 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 Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So. All right. You may have been a little bit lost and you may be feeling like you don't know what's going on and you may be feeling like you have a lack of control. Okay. But there's a reason. For starters, when it comes to a decision, there is no decision. You're already on the path. Okay? Because you feel like there's a lack of control, because you feel like things right now aren't perhaps going the way you thought they will, doesn't mean that there isn't progress. It just means things aren't going your way. Stop moaning about it. That's a horrible thing to say, but that kind of just popped into my head, okay? This is what you've been dealt. This is just a phase. This is just a transition. Right now there is fulfillment. There is balance. Healing is very much on point here when it comes to this form of fulfillment. And also just, I don't know, you can't really see it. There you go. That's a great card. I love that card. Fulfillment. 3 bows. Very similar in the placement of those bows with decision. This is what you're looking at it to be. Oh, make a choice, do this, brr. No. No. It's much more gentle than that. There is healing and there is balance required. It is not just sticking with one thing and then throwing out the other. You must keep this balance, perhaps between work and love, or perhaps between life and love. I don't know, but there is a balance, okay? This will help when it comes to sparking passions. Sparking the spark of life here, the Ace of Bows, is about passions and inspiration. Falling in love with what you fell in love with in the first place. And I don't mean people here. I mean just in general, things in life that bring you joy, that perhaps don't bring you joy as much anymore. This is the reason. Stop being so hard on yourself about it. Okay? Find that balance. Finding balance, you're not going to find balance with a hammer. Okay? You're not going to find balance with a hammer. Okay? Be gentle. Love here. If there's someone in your life, remember to include them in what's going on. Okay? They don't know. You may forget that, but they don't know what's going on. They just see from the outside. They don't hear all these bits. Remember to tell them. Also, love taking an appearance in the week is important here. There may be something going on as far as love is. Reflection. Have a good look in the mirror. Quite literally, the mirror. Annoying. There. The mirror. Have a good look. Think about how other people see things. They don't know the full story of things. Remember that. Generosity. Speaking through acts of love can help here also. And the Fox. Be happy. Okay? It doesn't matter. You don't need a reason to be happy, because I just told you. Just be happy, okay? I mean it. It's a choice. It's so easy to be miserable, isn't it? It is, because it's easy, because everything on this plane of existence is of a lower vibration. So therefore, pain and misery comes naturally, like breathing. But happiness is something that if you can raise within that vibration, happiness is just as easy. It's a choice. You can choose it. You're alive. You're breathing. If you're watching this, you've got some form of means of entertainment or a computer. You know, you got food you just eaten, regardless of what it is. Bring it back, okay? Stop looking outwards at more and more things. Bring it back. Okay. It truly is the simple things in life that can help you when you feel like things aren't going that way. Now, let's have a look at career for earth signs. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's happening in forms of job, employment, work, finance, and education. All those things. This generosity is here again. Really? Really? Okay. Generosity. Damn it, I just dropped a card. Generosity. Okay, once again, generosity here is the form of acts of kindness, acts of abundance. Acts of abundance can also bring in abundance. Okay, that doesn't mean go and spend all your money on something frivolous. It doesn't mean that. All it means is by giving or even acts of kindness and love through work can get noticed. Can get noticed by the right people. It's going the extra mile in a sense, not just for yourself but for others. Can be really beneficial in the next week when it comes to also getting what you want. The Fox, the happiness. This is one of the things here that can also uplift. Okay, if you are finding it difficult, if you feel maybe a little bit lonely at work, maybe a little bit isolated, try to be happy. It's so important. It really is, because other people are mirrors. We are all mirrors and we just reflect what we see back. Remember that, okay? Get rid of this. Turn it into this. And it can help so much. Celebration. There may be a cause for a celebration, an achievement of some kind. Okay? Maybe something is finalized on something that you really wanted. Okay, the mirror is here again, but the mirror, I'm going to have to pick this card up, so you're going to have a look at my bald head. It's Easter, pretend it's an egg. Right. The mirror here is this, once again, the reflection of the mirror here, the moon sort of energy, okay, is bringing into sort of like looking at what was once there and now looking at what is here and saying, okay, things are different now. Regardless of what that may be, regardless of whether or not it's a good what was different or a bad what was different, it's different, okay? That can help really take stock of where you are at the present and where you want to be in the future. The wood ward is very much about this. It is about the guardian, but guardian of the future, not the present, not the past. The wood ward here is about looking forwards. Okay, protecting what is ahead. Here once again, there is the wolf. The wolf is the lonely sort of aspect. don't be so stubborn. Remember what I said about talking about what's going on in here to other people? You have to open up a bit when it comes to feelings. You have to open up when it comes to, and I know it's hard, but you have to, because otherwise you're going to close off completely. And once you've closed off completely, then you may as well be a lost cause, because other people don't see the whole picture. They are, once again, mirrors. They just project what they see on the surface, not what's going, well, most of them at least, unless they're empaths. But frustration, trying to get a foothold, trying to make progress. Okay, for some of you, there may be the end of something. You may be going through a transition here when it comes to love. The end of I know this is career, but this pops up, so I have to do it. The end of something. Okay, now this, in a sense, there is a sort of tie, I suppose, between love and work here. Perhaps there is a relationship at work or something along those lines, because the forest lovers are here, and this is a very clear relationship. But there is ecstasy in between mourning and the forest lovers. There is this moment of freedom, this moment of possibility, this sort of connection, and then the forest lovers come back in. So, in other words, be careful. All right, because there needs to be a period here where there is this ecstasy after mourning. It is still mourning. Okay, if you are going through a change, big change when it comes to something to do with work, if you are going through a big change when it comes to do with even like your career and a change or the possible threat of something, you are going to be affected beyond the realms of just work life. Okay, so sometimes it's a good idea to don't put all that stress onto other things. Now, speaking of which, we're going to go into love, because that one ran over into it, and I'm sorry, but that's what I get, and that's all I have to. I can't change it. So let's have a look. So 4 earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. That may even have been for me, because technically my work involves, like, I work with the love of my life. So that's probably why, because some of us do work with the love of our lives, if you're fortunate enough to. Right, so when it comes to love for earth signs, okay, so the waters of life, the refreshing, uplifting energy that love has, there is going to be a change when it comes to your love life. If you're in a relationship, there is going to be a change. Why is there a change? Well, the kingfisher is a form of the messenger, telling us that there is something here in the forms of challenges. Challenges, though, that may be necessary due to boredom. Okay? Boredom is not something that means, like, especially nowadays, everyone's like, especially in relationships, they're like, oh, well, I'm bored, so therefore they can't be one, because my true love will hold my attention always. No. Boredom happens. It just happens, okay? And when you're bored, just like you'd say to a child, it still counts if you're an adult. If you're bored, then it's something to do with you. We live in a world where you can't be bored. It's not possible to be bored on this rock, spinning so fast, going around this giant celestial star. How can you be bored? Go and find something. I hate it when people tell me they're bored. Like, how can you be bored? You have the miracle of life at your fingertips. You live in an age where technology is completely accessible almost all the time, and you're bored? Pfft. Sorry, rant. But this is the boredom thing. Some of you may be going through a change when it comes to relationships, maybe the end of a relationship. However, there is new things. The breath of life here is the breathing period. It does not mean new love. It means breathing space. The breath of life is the freedom, the uplifting, that there is something else. You may have even forgotten what that may feel like. To enjoy that, to enjoy just being completely single, being free. That's fine. However, the Guardian here, this is something you don't want when it comes to love, especially if you have just come out of a relationship. Okay? Why? Well, the Guardian in this case is basically the healing necessary. You may guard yourself, your emotions. It's a big scary thing that guards something and that you don't need it. It's not necessary. It stops. The thing is, when something is guarded, it's almost to stop things getting to it. But it also means that it will stop what's there from getting to other things. And that's the problem when it comes to guarding. Now, the links is about the pursuit of what you want in terms of love, if you have just come out of a relationship. The Stoat, the wily opportunist, is a warning. There is exploitation, and there is also the Ancestor. These three cards together is a warning of someone perhaps who is not quite who they appear to be, who may be just a bit of an opportunist, as I said, and very clever with it. The Ancestor is the one who sends the message, in a sense. It is returning to self. It is returning back to you. The Guardian here is not necessary, but you should be your own guardian. Don't block it off, your feelings. Instead, you be the judge of what is going on. You be the judge of what you and who you invest in terms of love. There is mourning again. There is reunion. There is responsibility. Mourning of a relationship. This is that same reading, but there is reunion. Perhaps you may find or meet the person that you have had a break from in some case, and responsibility. The responsibility here is just trying to pick yourself back up, and the reunion will make it harder. You need time, okay? Just deal with the emotions. If you keep carrying all the emotions that you have held on to for so long, some of you, it's never gonna be an easy job to get up there. Okay? And every little thing, like seeing someone who you really didn't want to see, or reliving something you really didn't want to remember, is going to put you all the way down at the bottom of that path again. Okay? Deal with these things, shed these things one at a time when it comes to relationships, when it comes to pains and love. This is the only way to truly set yourself free of that, to get where you need to go. All right? I don't have a spirit message for you earth signs, so I'm sorry, no one's popped up. However, I hope this resonated with you. I'm sorry I went on a bit of a rant there. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share if it did resonate. I hope you have a wonderful week and merry meet. Goodbye.